The deaf community is pretty self-sufficient. Most people in the deaf community feel that they don't have a disability or anything. They don't think that there's anything wrong. They don't think that they need to be fixed. They just see themselves as everybody else. They just think of themselves as using another language, sort of like someone speaking Spanish or German or something. They just use American Sign Language to communicate. So most deaf people don't really think about, oh, I need help, or I need this and I need that. They don't think about things like that. They just go about their lives the way you and I do.
You don't read lips. Okay, alright.
I've had Miss Sicoli for the past 4 years of ASL, and with the class at our school, she tries to give us enough vocabulary and understanding of the grammar to where we can understand and speak the language. And another big part of it is learning deaf culture. The way she teaches, we're not allowed to talk in the class, so a lot of things that are common in deaf culture and like how you interact with another deaf person are things that we experience because we're not allowed to talk in class. Last week, a customer came in and he asked for a 8.5 in our new skate high, and I was like, and he kind of the way he spoke was a little mumbled, and it was almost as if he was trying to gesture things with his hands, and I asked him if he signed, and he answered yeah, and then from there we communicated with some speech, some sign language, which is something as an ASL student I encounter commonly. I don't know whether or not to instantly start signing to them or to just speak to them, because there's a wide spectrum of deafness. You could be anywhere from completely deaf, not hearing an explosion behind your head, to being like hard of hearing and having it correctable with cochlear implants or in hearing aids. So that being said, with this specific man, his name was Alex, he told me that he wanted a new waterproof shoe because he was moving to Portland, and I talked to him in sign language about my family I have there, and it was cool to be able to treat him just as like another customer that walks in, because if I weren't there, I feel like he would have just been handed his shoes and the situation would have been over. So typically whenever I do meet a deaf person in public, it's almost like a pleasant surprise for them that there's another person for them to be able to communicate with. That's at least just in my experience, being friendly and approaching them. Yeah, deaf people are just cool people, just like anyone else.
Can't.
I think some of the things that people need to understand when they first meet a deaf person is that not to be afraid of them. A lot of people just kind of, oh, you're deaf, and they don't know what to do. The best thing you can do if you don't know how to communicate with a deaf person is just pull out good old-fashioned paper pencil and write back and forth. You know, people have the iPhones and everything now. You can just text what you want and just show it to them. You know, gesturing, you know, things like that. Also, I think people need to understand that most deaf people can't read lips. Only 5% of deaf people can read lips. So that leaves 95% of deaf people who can't. So if you're trying to have a deaf person rely on just watching your face and your mouth, you're not going to be successful with communication. It's always best to just, you know, write back and forth. Also keep in mind that a lot of deaf people, their first language is not English. So sometimes if you're having a communication breakdown, just stay patient and try to just, you know, break it down a little bit easier when communicating with a deaf person.